Good morning, everyone. Today we have the legendary Marki Lemons. She's been the #1 educator in AI across the whole real estate vertical. Everyone is talking about AI right now. And guess what? Marki is the queen of AI. And she's gonna tell us a lot of cool things today about how to make sure you're always appearing ahead of the curve. You're always using the latest tech to really bring in value to your brand and to what you do. So with that, I think Marky can start introducing yourself. Just tell us all the amazing things you've done, how you went from zero to almost six figure and above in real estate and income. So tell us all about that.
What's going on, Sam? One, I want to thank you for having me here today. I'm your girl, Marki Lemons Ryhal, real estate keynote speaker, six-time international best-selling author, and the podcast host of Drive with NAR. Last year, 2023, we were able to actually increase our productivity by 261% and our income by 283%. We took our
Those are some
six-figure.
impressive stats. That's
It's
awesome.
impressive. We went from a six-figure brand to a seven-figure brand, and I spend roughly 100 nights per year on the road working for real estate associations, banks, and title companies. This year is a very exciting year. First, I celebrate 25 years being in real estate, 20 years as a realtor member, but my family actually celebrates 70 years being in business. They
Wow.
will rename a
Impressive.
street. Yeah, they will rename a street in the city of Chicago after my grandfather, James B. Lemons, who's been inducted into the Barbecue Hall of Fame. So now that the newness of AI has worn off, and let me be clear, the newness of AI has not worn off for a lot of people because the in order to increase your income, the way that we were able to increase our income is due to consistency. This is not a one hit wonder. And if you're not consistent, you will not have consistent results. But let me give you an example. So you are good friends with my broker owner, Nick Libert, right? My son came back to our company in February as a non ranking agent. He is now number 5 and will likely cap this month because guess what? On December the 19th, he became consistent. And his claim to fame is he's the down payment grant king and he puts out Instagram videos. He now has, get this, in 6 months, over 2 million video views on Instagram
That's
alone.
awesome. And
So,
he has used us in some capacity as well,
yes,
right?
and him and
That's
Vince
awesome.
Ruff have used you, and Vince just got a proficiency raise in his business. And so, when we think about artificial intelligence, I want you to think consistency, but I also want you to think with the end in mind. I have a financially eligible to retirement date. I will be financially eligible to retire on July the 31st, 2033. Everything that I'm doing right now is I want to ensure that my businesses have growth between now and that time so that I can retire in style. Most of us put up a certain amount of money, right? And we then chip away at that money in retirement. I love to have residual and passive income. So I'm thinking with the end in mind. With that, I am thinking digital human avatars. I am thinking photos. If a real estate professional wants to earn a six-figure income, they need to put out 1,800, no, 1,066 words of value every single day or 32,000 words of value every single month. So when I tell people that, there's like, well, I don't want to put out, 1,000+ word blog posts per day. But here's the thing, if you're a top ranking blog post, it's going to be well over 1,066 words. Okay. So that's first and foremost. But what they fail to realize is that a picture is worth 1,000 words. What they fail to realize is that a video is worth 1.8 million words. So every single day, I believe that real estate professionals should get up and they should provide value added content. And that value added content should include photos and videos. And so we agreed that we would walk people through an example of what that content looks like and how I want real estate professionals, whether they're licensed real estate professionals, whether they're mortgage brokers, to start their day every single day in order to get all eyes on them. So, tomorrow morning, when you wake up and you're thinking about artificial intelligence, you want to be able to stand out. And I'm going to make this big, hairy claim. I 100% believe that I am one of the most visible real estate agents in the city of Chicago. I'm even going to make a bigger claim than that. I am the most visible real estate agent on the south side of the city of Chicago. And the reason I can say that is because I have more content than all of my competitors. When we look at hundreds of podcast episodes, thousands of videos, hundreds of articles, I have more content than any of my competitors. That was by design because I knew that I could not compete with Zillow. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, and this is just one of the numerous tools that we use, but this is the easiest tool to use when you don't have any idea on what it is that you want to share, what you want to put out to the world. You're going to bookmark nationaltoday.com. When I come over to nationaltoday.com, it's going to tell me what every single day of the year is. So I'm realizing that today we have National Don't Put All Your Eggs in One Basket Omelet. I could do that one, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do National Sugar Cookie Day. Why? Because I actually like sugar cookies. I could tell you right now, we could go to Insomnia. I could get my sugar cookie or I could get my snickerdoodle cookie, okay? And they aren't cheap. They're right on 55th Street. So that means that I've identified businesses in my community that also sell sugar cookies. So as we look at this holiday, we can scroll down and it's going to give us the history of sugar cookies. Sugar cookies came about in the 1700s. So what I am going to do is grab the URL for sugar cookies, okay? So we're going to copy and paste that URL. And if it don't pull it in for me because my mouse is acting just a little bit crazy, I'm still going to be able to do what it is that I want to do. Okay, it's not copying for me. I'm going to come over to ChatGPT. I am going to go into 4.0, which is free. We're going to hopefully access our microphone. So I'm going to click on this blue mic. Please write me a 1,066 word blog post about National Sugar Cookie Day. Please identify any restaurants in the Hyde Park area of the city of Chicago that actually sell sugar cookies and pull in any reviews of those sugar cookies. Also, can you give me a gluten-free recipe for sugar cookies? So I'm going to take that $ out. I am going to copy this. And I'm just going to hit enter. I always copy it just in case for any reason it doesn't work. So within a minute, I am going to have a article. Now, people will say, well, Marki, how would that article be different than anyone else? The likelihood is the world isn't asking about sugar cookies in one of the 77 communities that make up the city of Chicago. They are also not asking for a heart-friendly one. The reason is because I'm a 54, well, will be 54-year-old woman. So heart issues are important to me and my friends. So instantly, I'm starting to see places that honestly exist. I don't know if I would go to Valor's restaurant, which is past President Obama's favorite restaurant in Hyde Park, but these are places that actually exist. So now I have a article, something that I could share and places that I could link to. But I also want to create images. So I want you to keep in mind, I didn't do any typing. I did audio to text, text to blog posts. So I'm going to come over here on the left side because in ChatGPT, you also have access to over 3 million custom GPTs. And I'm going to go and pull up Dolly. Dolly is the text to image, or we're going to do audio to image. I'm going to hit that start chat. I'm going to come back down. I'm going to hit my microphone. This is a Chrome browser extension microphone. If you have an Apple computer and you use the 4.0 version, you can do audio input. I'm able to do audio input from my mobile device to the to the browser via my Google keyboard. And then with the 4.0, it has audio input. So we're going to hit this audio again. Please create me a image of a 30-year-old African American female. She has cookies from Insomnia Cookies. She is smiling. Her hair is going to be blonde, actually platinum blonde, and it is a pixie cut.
I love
Now,
that. So right now, just to get our audience up to speed, guys, the first thing that Marki did. So if you've been following us, we've done multiple things. The typical thing is to go to ChatGPT and start creating an article. Today, we're going a little bit more advanced. We're going beyond just creating an article. We're creating something that is basically beyond the technical, the simple things that would actually give you an edge in your marketing. And I think what's really interesting is that you can see these things are not super hard. It's easy to do it. And don't worry about micro steps. Like if you don't have a microphone on your desktop, you can just type it in. It's not that big of a deal. And we're going to put all these links for you. You're going to see them. We're going to put the link to all these amazing tools for you so you can actually click and see them. So don't worry about the mechanics. Don't worry if it looks a little bit overwhelming. It's actually not. We're just showcasing technology and what you can do with it. And yeah, just bear with us. Don't get overwhelmed. I know this looks like very foreign to you, but don't worry. We're gonna walk through this step by step.
Now, here's what I'm laughing about. They did pull the insomnia cookie. Like that looks really good for the insomnia cookie. But look how they nailed this African American female with her box of insomnia cookies. Now, let me just say this. ChatGPT is not my preferred text to image platform. A platform called Midjourney is. So I'm over in Midjourney. I'd already opened all of my browsers. I'm going to paste that same identical prompt. And the prompt is nothing but instructions, right? I'm just not typing my instructions. I got my headset on. This will save you probably 20-25% of the time that it would normally take because we all talk faster than we type. So my preferred input method is to create with a headset, to create with audio. Now, with this young lady, I'm not seeing the cookies, right? So they did a good job of creating the female with the platinum hair. But remember, it is National Sugar Cookie Day. And what we have now is actually 6 different images. Keep in mind that a picture is worth 1,000 words. So what I want to do, because I want to turn this young lady into a video, I'm going to actually come over and use what is called a snipping tool. And the reason I'm using this snipping tool is because I already know that the format of my photos in ChatGPT is not the format in which I need. Okay. So I need to have a PNG or a JPEG photo. So I'm actually, this is a workaround just to make this easier for me. So I have my image. What I'm going to do now is come to another tool called Studio DID. When I come to Studio DID, I'm going to click the Create a Video, and I am going to upload the picture that I just created and turn that picture into a video, because a video, 1 minute of video, is equivalent to 1.8 million words. 1 second of video is worth 30,000 words. So for me, I always want to create content in the form that my competitors aren't creating content, so that I am able to stand out. This is why I'm visible. This is why I have more content than my competitors. And I'm able to do it. Remember, I told you you'll be able to do this in 10 minutes or less. Okay. So we've created a 1,066 word blog post. We've created 6 photos, and we're getting ready to get a couple of second video within 10 minutes. This is how I'm going to continue to differentiate myself from my competitors in order to be able to financially retire and retire in style. So we have our young lady. Now, what I'm going to do is it says script. I'm over here on the top left hand side. I'm going to go back to my ChatGPT output. I'm going to go and copy a few words from our national sugar cookie. We're going to pick something, just a couple of sentences here about this. And it says something about some African American households. We'll see what it says. So we're going to come and paste that. I'm going to use the voice Zyra. She could speak English. She could speak numerous languages. You can do male voices. You can do female voices. But let's get a snippet and hear what her voice would sound like. Oh, stop. Let's play right here.
Sugar cookies have a long and storied history.
Okay. Works for me. I'm going to do generate video. And in less than a minute, we're going to have a video. So we have 1,066 words. We have 6 photos, and we'll have a couple of second video for our content today, which will allow us to differentiate ourselves from our competitors. The reason that I do this consistently, as you can see, is because the digital human avatar business will increase tenfold, okay, over the next decade. And I want it to be a part of my businesses. So let's play our cookie lady.
Sugar cookies have a long and storied history. They are believed to have originated in the mid-1700s in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, by German Protestant settlers. These settlers created a simple, round, crumbly cookie known as the Nazareth cookie. Over time, the recipe evolved, and the sugar cookie as we know it today became a staple in American households.
This
there
could be the ad for Insomnia cookies. They could just
it could be.
Yeah.
It could be the ad, right? So now what I want you to think about is how many different ways you could use this. One of the ways that I am preaching using this is that when we take a look across the United States, Spanish is the second most spoken language in 45 states. However, there are a lot of municipalities where Spanish will become the #1 spoken language in that city in the next decade. I'm encouraging agents to not only use this to connect with people now, but think with the end in mind. So not only am I using these tools, I'm having it translated into Spanish because I want to be able to facilitate Spanish referrals, Spanish speaking referrals in the future.
That's interesting. So basically more and more content in different languages. And that's an awesome thing to basically go for. But I have a question for you. How do I perfect that avatar? Because I've seen your avatar and it looks so good. How do I do that?
So if we were talking about perfecting your avatars, right? If you take a look at some of these avatars, some of them look, I mean, really good, right? The one that we used here was in Dolly. Dolly tends to not give you that very human-like look, which is why it is not my preferred platform. Where these two young ladies, they could pass, like they could pass for humans, right? Because Mid-Journey is looking at those additional details, giving me a more realistic look. And see, this one actually has cookies on her earrings. I don't know if you peeped that. So it pulled the cookies in different ways. So for those very human-like avatars, you're going to, especially if you want to create one of yourself, you have to load a picture of yourself, copy that URL. It's treated as a seed, and you can start creating images off of it. But to get to, I would say, accuracy, you might have to run it 40, 50 times. So if you get it the first time, you're very lucky. You're not going to get it the first time. So you would start, the base would be an image of you in Mid-Journey, and you would have to keep running that prompt time and time again, but using that photo as the seed to create those images. So these images over here are always my preferred images because of how realistic they are.
Yeah. So if you wanted to create an avatar of Sam or Marki, Because I've seen this with agents. They love their own avatars in AI. How would you do that? And I
So
know,
let's go down here. So I
oh
have
yeah,
a
these
couple,
ones, I love them. Yeah.
yeah, the digital human avatars.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Do I have my most realistic one in here? I think my assistant created the most realistic one of me. Um, two. So let's say we took a look at this one, right?
Hmm.
I think that she looks a lot like me.
Women's Council.
Yeah.
I created her inside of Midjourney. I loaded a picture, but it took me 40 runs to get her. So
Okay.
she did not look like that. It took me running it and running it and running it. So being a one-hit wonder is not going to be likely when it comes to those digital human avatars when you're getting them to look exactly like you. So not only is this a version that I think looks a lot like me, I also believe that this one looks a lot like me as well. We had to run that a lot of times. And if you look over here at my agent, right? So this is like a bot on the website. This is a agent, and you'll see her eyes blink and she has motion. This is this is what the new bot looks like, but it's trained on my company's data.
Okay.
I loaded my picture to Midjourney and I had to just keep running it to get that look.
That's
Takes,
interesting.
yeah, up to 40 times.
Up to 40 times. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then she can basically replicate you talking and like, can you feed her a text? Let's see that.
So with this one, this one is not trained on my voice like the other one was. So the one I just showed you actually had my voice. But let's go here. Let's type in a question. Allow. Please tell me, what does Remarkable LLC provide as services?
Lemons Ryhal provides services to real estate professionals, including training on social media, technology, and ethics, as well as keynote speaking and continuing education.
That's perfect. So I think that the motion on it, the whole lip sync, I think it's super cool.
Yeah. And this technology, this company has only been around 2 years. So this is how fast this is moving. 11 Labs is a company that is doing the best job of training the audio. So a lot of these other tools are now partnering with 11 Labs to use the API of 11 Labs to bring in the voice.
In fact, we are using that as well, and we're starting to bring in voice cloning to the content. So to your point, Marky, there's a couple of things that we've done. One of them is starting to bring in other languages. So starting in about 2 weeks' time, we would have about 20 languages per content.
Excellent.
And this is going to be, to Marky's point, post these contents. And we have a WordPress integration, guys. So you can actually connect your WordPress blog. We would automatically publish every content that we publish to your social media to your WordPress blog. That would be a huge game changer for your SEO. The second thing that we're doubling down on is basically your voice cloning, because if you can get your content to sound like you, that would be the ideal scenario. And then people would listen to it. People would have it ready to go. And we know it's not going to be perfect, but it will be close enough in terms of mimicking and replicating your sound for you. So that's another thing that we can do for you. And that's another cool thing. So now, Marky, walk us through what is the extra step of AI that you can incorporate to your business. So writing a blog article, great. Doing a picture, great. What else can we do to really leverage AI to take it to the next level?
Well, one thing that you can do to take it to the next level, which is something, I'm trying to make sure I got the right copy here, something that we've done. As the podcast host, right, of Social Selling Made Simple and Drive with NAR, I have taken my podcast and turned my podcast into books. Okay. Now that was without the help of AI. Okay. So hold on. Let me take this headset off. So the Modern Real Estate Professional Guide to Success, Social Selling Made Simple, 6 Figures in 12 Months. All of these books were published as a result of me being a podcast host. Okay. However, I've also created AI books. And so this book right here is 100% created with AI. The cover's created in Midjourney. All of the prompts are put together leveraging ChatGPT. So you can have your own publication. You can create individual books. What we're in the process now is doing our children's series. You can create YouTube channels. Like there are so many other possibilities. But what I realize oftentimes is we get distracted by this big shiny object. We have to start with content creation, period. So for me, my content creation is essentially what we're doing right now, taking a video and then extracting every form of content from it, leveraging artificial intelligence. That's where you get your real big bang. There are numerous Chrome browser extension plugins that will take our video. I actually use one of them, YouTube to Claude and GPT, where any video that's on YouTube, it'll take that transcript, it'll give me a summary, but it'll write a blog post. So the way that I use that with TreePack trustees, which is the pack for the state of Texas, is we took content, converted it, and then gave us our talking points with all of our content created on Canva. Because you can take that Excel spreadsheet and do bulk create inside of Canva, but you still have to have the foundational content. So when we get up in the morning, we have to create content, period. And then you share that content while you're doing the other aspects of your business and you start allowing people to engage with it. So today, I sent the email out to about 30,000 people, but I posted videos to YouTube. I have posts on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn from my last podcast record. It's something my competitors have not done consistently every other week since 2019.
That's amazing. I think the power is that consistency and also utilizing every tech that's out there. I think we're always scared of AI. You look at AI and be like, well, it's going to replace agents. It's going to replace, it's going to take my job away from me. It's not going to take your job away from you if you're actually leveraging it, if you're utilizing it, if you're embracing it. There's going to be a ton of things that you can do with it. It's going to be super, super powerful.
So I'm a mid-age, I let everybody know I'm a mid-aged overweight woman, but I'm running circles around my competition. And it's not just me. I hang out with 3 other mid-aged women. Now they might not be overweight, but they're 3 mid-aged women. We're all leveraging artificial intelligence and we're all running circles around our competitors. But we have the foundational knowledge, and what we are and what we have always been is more consistent than our competitors.
Yeah. And I have to say, since the first time I met Marki, you probably lost like, I don't know, 20 pounds or so. So you look a lot fitter. I think AI is helping with that. So we're getting more.
I have lost weight, and guess what? Yesterday I went to get my mammogram. I went to physical therapy, and then I went to the stretch lab last night. I was back in physical therapy this morning because I need to live to spend this money I'm saving. So
There you go. There you go. All right. So AI is helping you
yes.
even lose weight and look fitter.
It's freeing up my time, right? So I'm getting more free time that allows me to step away from my business to spend more time with my friends, family, and go to the gym.
Yeah. And I think if you go on and if you open up any Tom Ferry podcast, that's what it is. Like, you're always trying to save time. You're always trying to win back a lifestyle to spend more time with family, friends, and the people that you love, and get your time back. So every system in real estate, every software out there should help you do that. So anything that saves you time, I think we're not emphasizing on time enough. Like, I've seen agents trying to save $20 or $10 or not pay this and not pay that. But the reality is you're spending your most precious resource, and that is time, away from family, away from people, to maybe earn $20, $10. Like, use these tools, use these amazing technologies to really help you win more business and grow your real estate career. I think that's the bottom line. So Marki, can you walk us through more text generation using ChatGPT? So like, think of okay, I want to start creating different types of content. aside from the events around the real estate market or events around the national days, what other types of content do you think I can create using ChatGPT and using text machine learning or LLMs?
So besides the fact that you can create blog posts, photos, videos, books, all of your content from YouTube, including title, meta descriptions, all of that, one of the ways that I love using ChatGPT is to create Excel spreadsheets to export that content and then take it over to Canva. So video is king right now. So whether we're going to do our own text to image or whether we're going to use the B-roll video footage that is over in Canva. So let me see if I have
That'll
an
be
example
exciting. I
here.
want to see that. This is
So
super
when we
cool.
come over to Canva, I think we could have an example here. Let's scroll down, see if we have one. If not, then we'll have to create it. I'm so quick to delete stuff that I do not want. I'm very bad at that. So guess what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to go over here and create it. So we're going to go to ChatGPT. We're going to open up a new chat. Please create me a Excel
You mind sharing your
spreadsheet.
screen?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had done that. Hold on. Thank you. Okay. Let me take this. I'm going to refresh and start over. So I'm going to open up a new chat. I'm going to once again do this with my microphone input. I want you to create me a chart. In the first column, I want you to have 31 numbers because we're going to do this for a month with 31 days. In the second column, I want you to give me a strategy that a seller can use to sell their home faster in the summer. In the third column, I want you to provide additional details on that strategy. So we're going to hit enter. We should have an Excel spreadsheet. When we get this Excel spreadsheet, we should have our 3 columns, okay? And the first column should have 31 days in it. The second column should have a tip. And then the third column should enhance that, okay? So, and if it doesn't come up in a second, then what we will do, because we copied and pasted it, we will run it again. Okay, so if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. So this is taking a little longer. Now here it comes. Okay, so we have our 31 columns, we have our strategy, and we have our details. So I am going to download this as a CSV file. Okay, so we got our CSV file. Okay, I'm now going to come over to Canva. And when I go into Canva, I am going to go to videos. And I want to do mobile video, which will be the same dimensions if you were doing a reel or a story, okay? Now, I pay for Canva. I encourage people to pay for Canva. I would pay for Canva before I paid for ChatGPT because there are numerous AI tools now infused inside of Canva. So we're going to come down on the left-hand side to video. And because I live in the city of Chicago, I am going to go and pull me a Chicago video. I got a lot of Chicago videos. Let's see. I'm going to pull a dark one only because then if we put white right on top, you'll be able to see it pretty good. I'm going to take this 29-second video and drop it over here. Okay. And we're going to play this video. See what kind of movement we get. And all we're getting is a little subtle movement. Now, I could decide if I wanted to stop this video, double click it, and pull in other elements of the video, like either the Willis Tower. Yeah, we'll pull in the Willis Tower. And let's see if we allow this to play. Okay. See if we get some different elements. So I could leave that because you know that this is the city of Chicago. Well, what I can do now is I'm going to hit the text button, headings, and I'm going to come over and I'm just going to put the word 1 in here. I'm going to hit the 3 dots. I am going to duplicate that. Where did my duplicate go? Let's go back. Oh, I didn't want to duplicate the video. Let's delete that. I'm going to hit this again. I'm going to hit this. No, I'm going to hit the plus button, duplicate. And I'm going to just move these down here. Okay. So the first one is the number 1. This one we're going to change to the number 2. Okay. I'm now going to come over to the left side and we are going to come and find our bulk create. Okay. I'm going to hit upload the data. And did I do 2024? Let's see. What did I do with my data? Hold on. I'm going to close this out because I got to go back and get my data. Let's see where we downloaded it to. File. Let's see. Save as. Only because I couldn't find it. 2024. Save. Okay. I'm going to come back, open Canva. We're going to go to upload data. We're going to look at 2024. Which file did we use? Now you know what. Let me go back and look one more
30 day,
time.
the first one. 30 day.
The 30 day. Okay,
calendar,
here we go.
yeah.
Thank you. We're going to bring that in. And I'm now going to go back to my numbers. I'm going to hit the right button, connect data source, title of the post, hit number 2, hit the 3 buttons, connect data source, content to be posted. Okay. And I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to hit generate. Oh, let me do one thing before we hit the generate. I don't want these videos to be 29 seconds in duration. I want these videos to be 7 seconds in duration. Okay. So I'm going to bring them down to 7. I'm now going to hit generate 30 designs, and it is going to create me 30 different video 7-second clips. That's a way to use ChatGPT. And you can stretch this out. I gave you the quick version of it. So for all your content creation.
That's perfect. So you can basically have different looks and feels. If you get more savvy, you can bring in other designs. The idea is just to make sure you're doing this constantly. And again, guys, I want you to think of this. If this looks overwhelming to you, we can actually create content a lot faster and post it for you. What we're showing you here is to do something that we cannot do. So I want you to take these ideas and think of the content that's super specific to you and your area, the knowledge that you have. For example, with the imagine that we're posting content for you every day. It's going to look a lot better than what we did manually, but there is one content that you can create that we probably cannot, and that is that Insomnia cookies in Chicago are the best sugar cookies. You want to post that. So I think the idea is you want us to leverage what we can do and win you on social media and do a lot of a good job for you to win and create a better content strategy for you and post it every day. But I want you to think of AI as one extra content that you can create with your own knowledge. And I think that's the game changer, because your own knowledge of around like what's happening in that city, what is specific about that specific neighborhood. And I think that those are the things that would really help you stay on top of mind and really take and change that narrative. For example, Marki, let's talk about your neighborhood. What is so different that that the average realtor or that average citizen doesn't know?
What's kind of interesting is I went to grammar school essentially within blocks of where I live. So I went to a private grammar school and took the train to school every single morning at 47th and Ellis. So I can tell about the development of the community. I can tell you when new buildings came about. I can tell you about the history of our aldermen. I mentioned earlier that my family, this is 70 years in business for us. Well, I can go back to the history that our first restaurant was on 43rd Street and who we were business partners with, which is another Chicago iconic family, and what that history looks like, right? So being born and raised on the south side of the city of Chicago, I can put the dots together. I understand the development plan for my community because my alderman is my sorority sister. She was actually my alderman before she became my sorority sister. And then I'm also the federal political coordinator for Congressman Jonathan Jackson. And so, yeah, I can put some dots together. That's all I can say
I
about
think
the
the idea
community.
is, though, you can actually use this as a command to
Yes.
create content and really span it out. Like it's a lot easier to think about. Even if you just want to get in front of camera and read this, you're gonna get a ton of value out of this, and you're gonna really double the amount of business that comes to you. Guys, if this still looks overwhelming to you, raise your hand. Our support team will reach out to you. We'll set up your account for free, and you can start downloading content for free. Just use the chat on YouTube. Type in help or interested, and we would actually reach out to you with more information. There's all the links that you need to all the resources that we covered today, Mid-Journey and so on underneath this chat. So use the description on YouTube, go to this and start winning more business. Marki has a famous article that has 180 commands, 189 commands. What are they?
189 commands.
All right,
Yes.
close enough, close enough. So we will put the link in here as well, so you can click on it, get more commands. Don't be scared. You can do great with your marketing.
Yes, you can. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Don't be scared. You cannot break it. Try something new every single day. Do it scared.
I love that. Thank you so much, Marki.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the show.